showdown between these two today. A live look at Hard Rock Stadium. It's the Florida State Seminoles and the Miami Hurricanes. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
Thanks, guys. Checking in with the Seminoles head coach before the game. He is very concerned about this crowd. It is a tough place to play, and with this home crowd, he knows that this is going to be one of their biggest challenges so far of the season. They get an upset on the road with this crowd noise, with this environment. He says his team has to stay locked in and focused to make it happen on the road today. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. This ought to be a tremendous matchup. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. So the Miami Hurricane offense will take the field to get things started. Boy, you can go down the list of classic endings in this series, and last year we had one with the Canes pulling it out.
And Miami was the one who got to celebrate because they eked it out, they got the close win, and more importantly, Palmer, they got to brag for a year about beating their in-state rival, Florida State.
They're hoping they can do that for another year, and they know that this is going to be another dogfight. This is simply one of those games at the start of the year. Miami, Florida State, you know someone's winning, but it's not going to be by a lot of points. Miami's hoping they can make it 2 in a row.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. They'll send the back in motion. Mensah fires on the move. He's got an open man. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. And the Canes come to the line after the big connection and going back to work. Looking downfield on first down. Makes the grab. It's Vaughn. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Well, when we talk Miami and their ability to throw it, it all starts and ends with Malachi Tony and what he did on some of the biggest stages a year ago as a true freshman, right? He just had that game-breaking speed. You just want to find ways to get this young player the football because he's a home run waiting to happen. They've got a lot of other talent surrounding him, but he is the focal point of their ability to throw in the rock.
And I can't tell you how impressed I was with him. And not just catching the football, not the short stuff, the long stuff, the blocking, like the consummate pro. That kid came in as a freshman and looked like he was a 21-year-old veteran. Like, I can't wait to watch his steps to see if he continues to grow and get better. Because the start was at a high level, as in one of the best in all of college football.
Not able to get outside. They tried to run wide, and they got nothing. It'll be 4th down. The Canes will line up to punt it away. Gets it away, solid distance, but more importantly, trying to keep it away from that return man. The Seminoles offense coming onto the field, and we'll get our first look at them in this one. There's the dangerous Deuce Robinson. And what a treat to see a couple of pass catchers like this, each taking their shot to make big plays.
And I'm just telling you, being around Jesse Palmer all week, these two schools, he wouldn't have mind playing for these schools because they develop the wide receiver position year in and year out. They find guys with athletic ability that are playmakers, and it's no different today. Palmer, talk about these two dudes.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, they fit this game in the tradition of both these schools, putting out All-American receivers, Biletnikoff winners, first-round draft picks at the position, and you've got two of those guys here in this game. They're each going to get a bunch of balls thrown their way. They're both so dangerous after the catch. This is a quarterback's dream to get a chance to play in either of these two offenses. This one's going to be fun.
He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Well, we knew coming into this game that field position was going to be massive. They had their backs against the wall in their own opening drive, but a really nice job there on the run, third down, getting some breathing room, moving the sticks.
Gain of right at 7 yards, 2nd and 3 coming.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
To the air on 2nd down. Hauls it in. They'll mark him down at the 40 after ripping off 10.
And the offense here dialed up a really good zone beater. Give credit to the offensive coordinator. He called the right play at the right time.
And the Noles have this offense rolling. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here. The Noles come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. They'll go right back to it. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. And then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because third down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chain.
Here's a little room there. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
Not a whole lot of room as he gets a couple inside the 30 to the 29. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm as we start the second quarter. Leaves it with the back. Picks up the first down. They'll get him on the ground, but he takes it all the way down to the 10.
If you are a fan of old school running the rock, then you absolutely love this drive. 80-plus yards. They've done it mostly on the ground. That last run now sets them up even closer to the goal line. And you can see these defenders. They're looking over to the sideline, looking for answers. They don't know what the front needs to be, if they need to substitute more big guys on the field. They can't stop the running game.
They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. And after that run, there is a player still down on the field. That is the senior running back who's slow to get up. Holly will keep an eye on things on the sideline for us. Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Slams ahead. And he's in. Touchdown, Florida State. If you're able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing, for this offense now moving forward in this game, that last drive is going to pay big dividends.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Fielded in the end zone, it's Compton. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Miami's offense comes out ready to go to work. They're looking for something, looking for anything to try to put some kind of score on the board, down 7-0. The run inside. It's Fletcher. Navigates that mass of bodies and gets 4 out to the 17.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. You just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for you.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Darian Mensah to throw. Got his man in the middle. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34.
And for the majority of the offseason, we thought Mensah was going to be starting for Duke in the offseason saga that happened. Obviously, a lot went into it. But here's what you know about Miami quarterbacks in recent history. Cam Ward, the #1 pick. Carson Beck, a lot of experience coming in. Now Darian Mensah comes in. Miami finds the guy. They have to have that spot covered. And Palmer, they got a really good one.
They have been able to reload. And for anybody that didn't know Darian Mensah and where he started, just look back to his film just 2 years ago at Tulane.
Picked off. A rare misread and mistake from this quarterback. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And that's why as quarterbacks, you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching it. And that defense... Exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had it. Much better field position this time around. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. When you think of the significance of these two programs in the history of college football, remarkable that they've only been playing since 1951.
It's crazy because there's so many games you can pull out of your brain, Reese, and I'm sure because you were born then when this rivalry started, that so many games that were so important that had such big implications, Jesse.
Yeah, it seems like over the course of 3 decades, right? The 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, every time these two teams played, Miami and Florida State, we were talking about how it would impact the national championship picture. This really has been one of the better rivalries in the sport, even though it's really not that old.
Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Got him downfield. Into the house. Touchdown Seminoles.
This receiver is dangerous because of what he can do after the catch. Once he has the football, he is so good at making defenders miss. You saw it on that play.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they get it into the end zone on a 36-yard touchdown pass. He'll bring it out. It's Compton. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Canes offense comes onto the field looking to put together a drive. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
That last completion left them just inches short. Now will they take a shot on second down? Got it in the middle. It's Lofton. Tackled at the 28. It's a pickup of 5.
It's way too early in the game to say this is a must score, but man, you've dug yourself an early hole, and this offense needs to capitalize. You're not getting the football after the half, so create some momentum now while you can.
Fires to the middle. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Quarterback trying to attack the middle of the field. I like the aggressive nature, but his receivers aren't 9 feet tall. No one's going to catch that. No one can climb the ladder. You got to bring it down a little bit.
The sure hands, it's Vaughn. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room.
So it's 3rd and long, and this quarterback right now has got to be expecting pressure. So you want to know where your hot routes are. You got to know where your best one-on-one matchup is. But understand this, we're still in the first half. If the defense gets you, tip of the cap, you can take a sack. Punting the football at this stage of the game is okay.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. What a job to lay out and make the catch. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line.
And you just wonder now, is that the play that's finally going to wake this offense up? They've been sluggish throughout the entire first half. But
makes the catch and he's free. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35.
Wow, they've been waiting for that play, right? They haven't been throwing it a lot. They've been real sluggish. They've got no points on the scoreboard. And now they come up with an explosive play in the passing game to get them in a position to score some points here, hopefully a touchdown, before this first half closes out.
Can't hold on. He had it right down the middle, and he flat dropped it. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Fires to the right. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. Throwing, Mensah. Fires to the right. Oh, the contested catch. If you're going to be big time, you got to beat defenders one-on-one.
Really nice job responding by the offense here. They watched the opponent go down the field and score a touchdown on that last drive. And you can see the quarterback there in the commercial break. He's telling his guys, let's go. We're going to go get this one. Everybody lock.
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Hurricane.
And that's exactly what the offense needed right there. A touchdown here, and I know it's taken a while. They hadn't had a lot of success up until that moment. Late in the second quarter, they finally were able to punch one in the end zone, and that's going to give them some confidence now to take into the locker room here shortly at halftime, but they've got to play much better in the second half.
Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David is sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Clock still running, almost certainly the last play of the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Gents, the cream is rising to the top here 7 weeks in. Let's take a look at today's action. Let's start with TCU taking on the Baylor Bears. And it's the Horned Frogs engaging in some real trench warfare today. Inches are hard to come by, let alone first downs. A tight tactical game where just about anything could happen. Here now a look at some other games of note, including a big upset inside the Big 12. Now back to your game at Hard Rock Stadium. So far today, the most dominant player on the field has been that DB. Pass breakups, shutting down one side of the field. He's been a one-man wrecking crew, and he's played a big part in this halftime lead. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the battle between Miami and Florida State plays out.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. And the Hurricanes will kick it off to start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Seminoles offense comes out ready to get this drive started. Starting this third quarter on the ground. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Wide open downfield. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. 1st and 10. Handoff to the single back. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the one.
There's some room. Gets the ball up to the 50-yard line, and it'll be first down.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wondered maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative. That's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
Brought down at the 25 after a 5-yard gain. It'll be a first down. Following that run, we have a player who is shaken up. That's the sophomore safety that the trainers are taking a look at. We'll let you know how he's doing as soon as we find out. The Seminoles back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Going to be a gain of about 3 down to the 21. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Brought down after a pickup of 2 to the 19. And the Seminoles come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14.
And I think this is starting to get really frustrating for this defense, man. This is a drive that they're putting play after play together. And you finally force the third down, and they get the first down again. And so starting to sub some bodies because they're getting a little bit tired. They've got to find a way to get a third down stop.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. From the gun, the running back has it. Gets it inside the 5, and now it'll be 1st and goal from the 4.
And there is no greater friend to a quarterback and to a coach late in the football game when you have the lead and you can pound the rock. Offensive linemen can pave holes, like running back now runs through them, successful, move the ball, and most importantly, that clock can tick. But the physical ground game late in the game, that's how you finish opponents off.
No room to run, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and goal.
I think it would be great if this offense leaned on the run game more in the red zone. Leaned on their back, man. Give it to him. Let him do his thing. He hadn't even gotten the end zone yet this season, so love to see him get that opportunity to maybe punch one in here.
He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Florida State. Guys, so far this hasn't been wide right or wide left. The Seminoles have been on point as they build this lead.
And the Seminole dynasties were always built on elite playmaking offense, teams that could score points. This is a rivalry game with Miami, Palmer, but they're putting up points when it matters.
Yeah, they're not going to let this one come down to the kicker for another wide right. They're just going to handle the business here on the field, offensively and defensively. They have smothered Miami all game long.
He'll bring it out. It's Compton. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. So this second half didn't exactly start the way they had hoped on defense, and now the offense will try to answer with a score of its own. They'll get this drive going from the 17. On the run, it's Fletcher. Finds some space, enough to get 5 to the 22.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hand, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
Midway point in the season, and games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. Down as we open the final stanza. Keep it on the ground. Picks his way and gets 4 out to the 27.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good game, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
The Hurricanes have it with a 1st and 10. Send the tight end in motion. Here's Mensah to throw. Finds his man. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a 1st down.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over. Yeah, they're trailing here in the fourth quarter, but this dude can put up points quickly.
Under fire. Blasted as he lets it go. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
That's another example of just really good football. This is why they've built the lead here in the second half. Nice job pressuring the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, coming into somebody else's building and keeping it really, really quiet.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. Got a man. It's Lofton. They stop him at the 42, but they get it across midfield, pick up 10 and the first down.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's the big-time moment. In the fourth quarter, you know the ball's going to be in his hands. Got to get to him. Got to ruffle his feathers, hit him a few times, make him feel uncomfortable.
That's a throw the QB would like to have back. He just has to do a better job giving his receiver a chance to make the catch.
They'll move the wide receiver. Mensah. Grab near the marker. It's Lofton. Brings him down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a first down for this offense.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
And the Canes come to the line with a fresh set of downs thanks to that last connection in the passing game. To the air on first down. Right on the money. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions. Got to continue to get these first downs. Move quick. Don't be in a hurry. But they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
Grabbed behind the line. It's Fletcher. Knocked off his feet. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Here's Darian Mensah to throw. Pulls it in. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. And the Canes are in the hurry up. Darian Mensah from the gun on third down. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
Looking for a push on fourth down. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down and a gutsy call to keep this drive alive. The Canes pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Touchdown, Canes! Quick strike through the air for the score. The Hurricanes back on top.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And with the extra point, they're down a touchdown, 21-14. That is what they mean when they say ball control, a 14-play touchdown drive. And they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Florida State comes out ready to put something together on this drive. That last score the defense allowed made it a 1-possession game, and there is plenty of pressure to have a productive drive here. Finds a little bit of space, gets 3 to the 22. So Miami signals for a timeout. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. So they were getting up against the play clock, and they don't want the penalty. They'll take the timeout here. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. Working well behind the sticks on second down. They go right back to it. He's going to lose a yard on that one. The Canes will go ahead and call that second timeout. They've got one timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it. And if you didn't know this was a big play, the crowd is telling you a huge third down. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. The Hurricanes will call their third timeout. And they'll have to navigate the rest of this game without being able to stop the clock. The Seminoles will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. The eyes now turn to the defense to see whether they can keep this lead intact late in the fourth. Catch in the middle, it's Vaughn. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
And how about the defense? How big was that stop? Forcing the punt, getting it back to the offense, and all of a sudden, you feel the momentum now on their side.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Trying play action. Got a man, it's Gilbert. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
And it's hard to imagine a defense losing the big fella, losing the tight end, but where was the coverage? Something broke down right there between linebackers and safeties to try to figure out where he was. He's the beneficiary, catches the football, a lot of grass in front of him to make a big play.
The safe call on the wide receiver screen. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
And this is the time where I'm a defense. I'm slow to get up. I'm making sure I stay on that offensive player. I'm trying to eat up as much clock.
And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami!
And it's decision time now because you score the touchdown, you're down 1 late. Do you want to just kick the extra point and tie it up, hope for overtime? Or do you go for 2? Do you get aggressive? Do you trust your quarterback if he has to throw it here to find an open player and give you the lead, even though there is still going to be some time left on the clock?
Here he comes from inside his own 5. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. Well, that was an easy one for the officials. You can't grab a face mask like that, and it costs the defense a first down. The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Wants to pass, and he's got to make a play. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth. All knotted up. Is free football in the forecast, or can this offense win it here? The play action fake. Here comes the heat. Takes a hit as he fires. Zips it out to his man. He's across the 50 and out of bounds at the 49, and a great pickup on that one.
And they really haven't put the ball in his hands and said, go win the game. Like, it's kind of been balanced, but this offense, down the stretch, this is a great indication for this offense because he's making a play through the air in a big moment. Gonna need more of it.
And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. Give to the running back. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. The offense uses a timeout. 15 seconds left to play.
Yeah, and it's so nice. Don't overthink it, right? Just hand it off, get the first down, new set of downs, let's go.
The Seminoles kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. They're going to test that run defense to the right here. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds. And the field goal unit is on the field. It'll all be decided right here, win or lose on this kick. That is no good. And after the miss, the only hope is to get a stop and play another round of overtime. We'll get it started here in overtime. Throwing, Mensah. Fires quick. Ball is loose. They recover their own fumble. Somehow, who knows how they got that thing back.
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over.
And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. And the Hurricanes have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. Tight end now in motion. Trying to run, it's Fletcher. He's stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
Winning first down is such a big deal on defense, like getting them in more predictable situations, more passing situations. Nice job not giving up a lot of run after contact on that first down.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Here's Mensah to throw. Complete. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. They want to keep this drive alive. 3rd and short here in overtime. Darian Mensah from the gun on 3rd down. Touchdown, Hurricane! They strike first here in overtime.
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great back. And 4 touchdowns on the day.
This extra point would give them a 7-point lead in OT. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. All right, guys, so here we go in overtime, and just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, Dave.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, in the second overtime and 2-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
Well, this tight end's really good at finding soft spots and zones. It's not just working over the middle of the field either, but also on the perimeter of the field. And that time, as soon as he releases off the ball, he knows there's no one following me, running with me. This must be zone coverage. Where can I post up and make this easy for my quarterback? He finds that spot. It's a nice game by the offense.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And you try to catch him off balance, maybe on first down and goal right here, a situation where maybe you sneak in a pass, defense was ready, got the sack. Now you got to be a little bit more creative now that you got the negative play. The offense.
Oh, and it's intercepted, a turnover in overtime. He's knocked